Hey there YouTube. Today I'm doing a 2-year later video review on this Frigidaire gallery induction stove.
It is model number FGIH3047VFB.
So we purchased this in February of 2022. It's now December of 2023, so close enough. We are currently remodeling our kitchen, so excuse the mess. I wanted to make this video before this design goes out of production because I love to make these reviews of products I use every day, but it seems like by the time you actually are able to test them, they have a new model out. So sorry if this review is incomplete. Feel free to ask any questions in the comments and I'll let you know what I think. Okay, so the 2-second review of this is that I would not buy this induction stove again. I came from an electric stove with the ugly burners. I'll show you that now. The first thing I want to mention is that if you have kids, don't buy a model with a lockout on the front. So what happens is sometimes we set pans and such on the top of this when we're not using them. And the lockout function locks the door of the oven and all the controls. But let me show you the fatal flaw with it. My toddler unlocked this in about 5 minutes. I might actually be able to pull up the video of him unlocking it and our astoundment. So, okay, there it is. It's locked. Now, let me just zoom in here. All right, you're a toddler. You're walking around the kitchen. You see this thing lit up like a frickin' Christmas tree with all the lights illuminated. What are you gonna do? You're gonna press these buttons. And so what did my son do? He walked up to it and started pressing buttons because that's what he does. He presses buttons. He pressed every single button going down the line until one of them did not make this happy beeping noise. And the only one that doesn't make the happy beeping noise, well, only two, are off, which doesn't make a happy beeping noise, and the unlock button. So he went down 0, 9, 8, 7, 6, and these are the buttons he could reach easily. He hits the unlock and it doesn't make a noise. So he keeps pressing it. And then he just holds it and he looks at me with this eating grin and unlocks it right in front of me. So do not put any value in this lockout feature protecting your toddler from accidentally igniting something metal on top of the stove. So if you have like a pan sitting there with your ingredients waiting to cook later or something, I don't know, it's not going to protect you, because something it should do, and something that I see a lot of child safety lock things do, is you have to hold like 2 buttons to unlock it that are far away from each other that a toddler wouldn't be doing. And that's genius. But I think they really wanted to make this so that if you accidentally locked it, you would know how to unlock it. The other thing is that it does take a minute to lock the oven and the buttons. I'd be happy if it just locked the buttons and not the oven, to be honest. But that's neither here nor there. So the second thing I wanted to point out is that the splatter from cooking and stuff gets down on this nice black touch control, and you have to constantly clean it. So I mean, that's kind of going to be a given with anything with front touch control, so I can't really fault the stove. Just take that into account when you're buying it. I didn't. One other thing, the layout of the buttons doesn't make much sense. Let me just show you what I mean. So if I'm going to start the oven, I'm going to hit bake, I'm going to hit 400, and then I'm going to hit OK/start, and that starts the oven. That's fine, that makes sense. Hit off. So if I want to start a timer for that cooking, I hit timer on off, I press 2-0 for 20 minutes, and then instead of hitting OK, you'd think you'd hit OK, right? You actually hit timer on off again. It's an inconsistent user interface and it bugs the hell out of me. Another thing that kind of bugs me, the buttons when you're cooking are slow to respond. So I'm going to put this pan on the front right burner. And let's say I wanted to cook something. There you go. All right, so now let's say I want the P mode. 1, 2, 3, it takes a second, right? Say I want it to go off of P mode. So what happens a lot is that I'll accidentally boil over some water that has pasta in it, and it gets all bubbly, you know, with the froth, and it overflows. And I quickly want to turn this off. So say I want to turn this all the way down to 1, or L. See how long that takes? It's really, it should be instantaneous as you're going through the power levels. See how long you have to go all the way through them before it starts changing your heat. So what I've actually had to do is just take it away from the heat immediately. Kind of annoying. I'm spoiled by my electric stove. I could just hit the knob and turn it really quick. If I had to do this again, I would get one with knob. The buttons are one of the main things I hate about this. So the other thing I hate about this is that there are no lights to indicate when something is hot or when a burner is on. And I'll show that a little bit more in a second here. I'm going to hold the mic up to the induction coils so you can hear just how loud they are. I know someone with a Samsung stove. I hate Samsung. Their appliances are not reliable. But I will say that their Samsung stove, it lights up when it's on, which is nice. And the induction coils are really quiet. So let me hold up my mic to these induction coils. And I'll just unplug the mic camera. So this is from the camera. You can hear that buzzing. And you can hear that buzzing. You can hear that buzzing from every single one of the coils. So it's not just one coil that's loud. If I go and put it on the back burner here, turn that one on. You can really hear that. It sounds like 1,000 angry mosquitoes. So I miss the silence of my electric stove. Other thing, I knew about this, everyone knows about this, but I had to go and buy all new cookware. It has to be ferrous cookware for it to work. So we had to go buy new cookware, which is fine. We need new cookware anyway. We were overdue. But that's just something that was kind of annoying. I had to spend like $100 on cookware. All right, here's the dirty inside of the oven. We haven't really used the self-cleaning feature yet. So I'll update the video comments when I do, but nothing to complain about in here. I really like it. It has a light. The light is actuated really easily with a light button. The fan back there works fine. No complaints. I don't use the air fry as much as I thought I would. I have another video, and maybe I'll put some snippets here of that video, but I don't use that nearly as often as I thought I would. I use it for when I'm cooking like a lot of meat for like a party or something, but most of the time I go back to this $40 Gourmet air fryer and use that. So for the air fryer function, I can see kind of why they didn't include the pan, because most people are air frying smaller portions, and using this entire oven to air fry, it doesn't cook as fast, uses more energy, and just doesn't cook as well as a smaller air fryer. So if you're buying this and you don't have an air fryer already, maybe you'll use it more than I did. In the box, it does come with a little spacer plate. to make it look nice away from the wall there. There are 2 plastic blocks on the back of this, so you cannot get it any closer to the wall than what I have it. And that's about where it puts it with my counters, 24-inch deep counters. One thing I didn't know about ovens, and that's standard, and that might help you if you're buying an oven right now, this bottom drawer on electric ovens always comes out, and you can always access, well, I'm not going to take this out right now, but you can always access the plug through the stove. It's like something that's designed in all of them. I never knew that. All right, and so for the first test, I've tared out the scale, and I'm going to boil 4,000 milliliters of water, so it's 4 liters of water. I'll show you how fast that boils. And the starting temperature of the water is about 65 degrees. Let's start the test at 12:03. So I got it on the front right burner. I walked away, so I don't know how long that actually took, but I'll put it on the screen when it actually started boiling. I don't have any way to gauge if this is faster than a normal electric stove, so post in the comments if you want to take the time and boil 4 liters of water on your electric stove. I'm curious. Power mode will automatically go down to, what is it, H after a little bit. I don't remember what the timeout is, but it's in the manual. I just noticed that it does it. One of the big negatives about this is the hot surface detection. It would be nice if this unit had lights to indicate that a burner was warm, or even if a burner was on, because all you really get is a little light down here that says that the burner is on and that it's a hot surface. If you turn off the unit, that little hot surface light is illuminated, but when you're working over the cooktop, you can't really see that light. So it'd be nice if there was some type of indicator up here on the glass. Because now, if I slide this over, that is still incredibly hot, and there's no indicator to let me know that. So I just took the pan off, and I thought this was supposed to be cool to touch now. It's not very cool at all. What the hell? I think those advertising people were lying to me. Alright, the hot surface light just turned off. Let's see. Oh, that's still pretty hot. Alright, let's see if it's hot enough for steam to come off. No. Still pretty hot though. I guess I'm not being scalded, so the light works. So it looks like the surface is still about 120 degrees. That's not too bad. Still pretty hot though. So yeah, that's my video. I've cooked a lot with this stove over the past 2 years, And I think the buzzing sound is probably, the buzzing and the buttons are the two things that would make me not buy this again. So if you don't buy this one, the sound and the buttons, their tactile feel and such, is something you're not going to be able to know until you actually buy the stove, since no place actually has demo stoves that you can cook on. Considering it's a $1,500 purchase, it's kind of crazy, but take my advice. If you don't like your stove after the first, 2 weeks, just take it back. Because now we're kind of living with this stove that we don't really like. And yeah, lesson learned. Anyway, thanks for watching.